Thank you for tuning in into my channel where you find all about mixed media, art journal, collage, assemblage and anything else that sparks my interest. Hi, my name is Grob and I'm glad you are here. Welcome back friends. So today I'm gonna work on my first design team project for the Steampunk Challenge blog. I will have the link down below and go check it out. There is a challenge for you too. They actually have sponsors who gift prizes, so maybe something for you to look in. Anyway, so my plan today, I want to make like 2 ATCs and you see stuff laying around. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work on some synthetic papers. There are several brands out there. It's like the Yupo paper, the Amsterdam acrylic art pad. There's Nara out there, and if you can't find synthetic paper, I was pretty happy in the past with those photo papers which you print your own photos, so that works slightly different, but it works. Anyway, and as you can see, there's already some paint on it. I don't care. I also have those fake gears, you know, which you can buy like in craft stores. They have already some alcohol ink on it from my last projects I made with them, so I don't clean them, I just leave them. They have to be completely flat, at least on one side, because the thing is they have to touch the paper completely. So I'm gonna place them somewhat. I'm gonna make, as I said, I'm gonna make 2 cards. I do have a 90% rubbing alcohol. I'm gonna start with that, just adding some here, and then I go in with my colors. I do have different brands. Again, just look what you like. There's many brands out there. No need to go and run for a specific brand. And I mix those brands also, as you can see. I also want to add just a tiny bit of a light purple, just because I can, no rhyme, no reason. And as you can see, that's one of the rare occasions where I wear gloves. I usually don't wear gloves. I don't like to work in gloves, but that's one of the occasions where I really prefer gloves. I have a little lot of this green, so I'm gonna suck it up a little bit with the paper. And by the way, I work with open windows. It's just the alcohol. You get dizzy over time. Now I'm gonna put that aside just like it is and working on my other pieces. Okay, here we are. Now I also do have those steampunk wooden gears and those metal dragonflies, and I also have here some chunky deep impression from Steampunk embossing ink. That's the coarse, and I do have a fine embossing glaze. I haven't used it yet, so it's brand new for me, so we'll see what it looks like on my elements. But first thing what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of gesso in random places. Now I like to work on one of those heat-resistant stones, but that's optional. I do have my embossing stamp pad here, which is not very clean, but as soon as you start working with them they get dirty, don't they? And it looks like the gesso wasn't quite dry yet. Oh well. So I think I'm gonna start with the gears, and I'm gonna do it in copper color. And I'm probably gonna do several layers. Now at the moment they look a little bit too clean for my taste, just copper. I'm gonna add, I also have a black here, and I also gonna add from the blue a little bit, just to give some variation to it. But first I have to check that it is cool enough to add more embossing ink. That's the form. No, that's free. If you put it back on the embossing pad while it is still very warm, you risk to tear off the embossed stuff, so don't do that. Now this is a mixture with mainly black, and this time I only gonna sprinkle it a little bit. Oh, I have to open that tab. It's really brand new for me, so them aside. Now we're going to work on the dragonflies. Instead of a dragonfly, you could actually also use a butterfly, for example. Just an idea for you. And yeah, this is going to be mostly blue. Now you can see. So I'm just really pressing it in really deep so that I get the embossing ink everywhere. Now with the metal you have to be careful, it's longer hot than the wood, and I'm not so happy with the color. I think I'm gonna grab another color. So I have a Recollection slightly purple, and I have a Mystic Waterfall from Wow, which I hope is more the color I want. Again, I'm gonna sprinkle first a little bit in some areas. Oops, oh, that's not quite how I want it. And then I'm gonna fill up with this blue-green. And yes, there's gonna be a mixture again. That's how I get my mixtures. And I think I'm gonna use this container here to grab this purple greenish mixture. Okay, here we are. This is our Yupo strip. Now I'm gonna remove those gears. It is still wet underneath, so be careful if you don't want your fingers painted. Now I'm gonna need to cut that in the proper size. And I think I'm gonna cut here a little bit. I'm gonna do that off camera on my big paper cutter machine, just to make my life a little bit easier. I'll be right back. Okay, that's what they look like when I have cut them, and that's how I plan to assemble them. To assemble the base with this layer, I use a simply double-sided tape. I like to use double-sided tape to glue my layers together, but wet glue would work too. Now I'm gonna place my big gear, and for that I use a really quick dry strong glue, all-purpose glue. And I'm actually gonna grab a heavy book to put them underneath. Now I also have these brads. They're tiny brads in brass, copper and silver. I think I'm gonna go for the copper. Just purely for decoration. It's not that I need them. Now, I do have this fabric and I'm not sure about it, but I'm gonna try it. And I only need a tiny bit. It's a tulle in a yellowish, goldish color. And I'm thinking about fringing it a little bit. And I'm thinking about having it underneath the... I'm liking that. I'm gonna use the glue again. I also want to add some lines. It is a black jelly roll. It's from Sakura. Just some faux stitching around. And now I want a word. I just love words. What do we have here? Imagination. As I said, I also want some distress charcoal paint. That takes a while to dry, so you won't see a lot right now. I'm gonna leave it overnight and make the picture tomorrow morning. Well, that's what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed this video, this little tutorial, and I hope to see you soon again. Take care, bye.